Hey, I'm Patrick Patty Glennon for Santa Monica Seafood. I'm Vice President of Sales. Also, I've been a cook for most of my life, fisherman as well. And I'm here also with the Culinary Liberation Front. I'm the founder of that organization. It's Chefs for Sustainable Initiatives in the restaurant industry with a strong nutritional outreach to our community. It's actually the largest selection of fresh seafood in the western United States, so pretty cool. There's wild species from all over the world, but we push California as much as we can. Today we're going to be doing a South Coast Farms, which is in San Clemente, Cucumber, and Carlsbad Aqua Farms, the Luna oyster shooters. The shooter today is going to be composed of a water that we're going to make with the South Coast Farms cucumbers. I have from the Ruiz Farms out of Fallbrook, some organic radishes, also some other avocados, which are actually local out of my backyard, some fresh shallots, which is actually from Oyster Farms up in the high desert, and then some local Meyer lemons. Very simple recipe, but the flavor is big, and it's actually big because it's so simple. And I hope you have a compost pile at your house, because all this stuff adds up. What I'm going to do is basically going to take the cucumbers and split them lengthwise. And then I'm going to scoop out their seeds. All the seeds I'm going to save for my juice. What I'm going to do is just basically take these cucumbers and dice them up into crunchable little pieces. For about 4 cucumbers, I add about a pint of water and a little bit of salt, and that is going to help draw out all the nutrients of the South Coast Farms cucumbers. Again, I save all the pulp for our compost pile to help grow more delicious cucumbers. And to do a shallot, you have the end piece, and onions the same way. You have the end piece, you don't go through it, and you just go some cuts across, alright? Then you do some cuts down without cutting all the way through the back. Then you go back and you dice, and it dices nicely for you, without having to go over it 1,000 times. I have some nice radishes as well. Cut them into 4ths, into 8ths, and then cut them lengthwise. We're just going to add a little spiciness to our cocktail. Cut it from one end to the other. Roll it around your hand. Take them and split them in half this way. Take the seed out by just simply putting your knife in the middle and twisting it. Take a spoon, go around the inside of the avocado. Take out the meats. Again, I'm just going to dice these up and add them to our cocktail. Take a Meyer lemon. Also, these are one of the things about Meyer lemons. A lot of these don't need to be grown with pesticides whatsoever. But when they're local, they're just left to get juicy right on the vine. When we open the oyster, lay it flat. I always like to keep a towel to keep myself from getting cut. You can get oyster gloves as well. And you look for the inside of the valve. You take your oyster knife, which should be a dull pointed knife. Hold it firmly in the palm of your hand and just put your oyster knife in there. It's going to pop that bivalve. The top layer of the oyster is going to have a connective tissue. You're just going to sweep the top of the oyster. This also exceptional for your compost pile. It brings lots of calcium to your soil. Now we just take the oyster and we scrape off where the connective tissue is. And now this is ready to eat. Little fresh lemon or Tabasco or by itself. And what I'm going to do is And trying to keep all the natural liquor of the oyster involved, I'm going to put one into each cup. Pour a little bit into each cup. These are going to be nice little shooters. And I like to do that right in front of the guests. And just put a little fresh tamarind in each glass. You take that and you shoot it down.